There's a lot of stories this morning. All right, so we'll start with the Daily Graphic now on the front page of the Daily Graphic. The World Bank supports reforms with $900 million. First tranche expected in November. We have GPAC invests 3 million Ghana cedis in packaging equipment, launches 50th anniversary today. We also have Lejokuku unique assertive voter population. The UGMC to establish unit of trial of medicines. Of course, we had a conversation with them earlier this week. I like the whole idea of us being a center for clinical trials. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was back in high school, it was the first time I heard about something called clinical trials. Yeah. You know, a new medicine is released, a population of people test it, you know, and so on, and then they refine things. Yeah. Unfortunately for us, for the longest time, other races, you know, with unique genetic pools are the ones who have been testing. Yeah. And then we use. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes you don't understand why we have some of the side effects and all those kind of things. So at least now, if we're doing our own clinical trials here, that'd be fantastic, you know. Yeah. And then finally, we have police will play role in free elections. IGP assures ECOWAS elections team. That's it for the daily.
Now moving on to the Ghanaian Times. PAC cracks whip. Officials of 12 GES offices land in hot water faced prosecution over 1 million Ghana cedi procurement breaches. Now, Council of State office to be rebuilt at 6 million Ghana cedis. A literary giant has fallen. President Mons Ama Ata Edu. Now, Supreme Court decides child rights suit on street children November 22.
All right. The Chronicle has these headlines. Minister Derry made Ganja Master. Now, it's a very interesting headline. Ganja Master, you see, let me just say that we need to be a bit more progressive with the way we view a lot of, you know, things that we talk about in this country. You know, when you say Ganja Master, it's derogatory. And in a certain sense, you take away from all the efforts that are being made, you know, to remove stigma, you know, and all the negative connotations that are associated with the conversation that we are having. You know, so Chronicle, I think, you know, maybe you should consider this. Parliament gives him power to issue license for cultivation of weed for medicinal purposes. Okay, you know, I also feel like you're as a paper, you know, or in the press, we are supposed to also be educating.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, first and foremost.
So the word is weed. It's not we, you know. So seriously, I think we should do better than that. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Atufosen files motion to remove judge. Buzia had a great vision for Ghana. There's another headline there. Resolving land dispute. Ifutu Gomoa chiefs agree to roadmap for peace. And we have a scripture on the Chronicle today. It says, Proverbs 14:12. There's a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death.
Why is it because of the weed license?
I disrespect, pa.
Anyway, now moving on to the Daily Guide. Apex Court decides street kids' fate November. Akufo-Addo eulogizes Ama Ata Edu. They've also done it here, in quotes. We now legal and licensed. Cop found dead with bullet wounds. Chinese Galamsey suspect attempts suicide in prison.
The Finder has these headlines. LGBTQ is evil and abominable to our values. This is coming from the National House of Chiefs. Dr. Ankra hints of clear vision to transform Ghana. Bagman sets up 7-member committee to probe leaked IGP tape. Ghana will forever be grateful to Prof. Edu for her tremendous contributions to Ghana. It's coming from the president. And then we have IJM, police falsely branding kids as trafficking victims. Okay. This is coming from the BBC Africa Eye. All right, so those are the headlines on the front page of the Finder.
Now, the Republic Press, national nuisance, migrant beggars resurface a year after repatriation. Now, I'm very happy that, the Republic Press is raising this issue because it's very, very, I don't know the word to use, it's a bit irritating. And the
What?
way beggars, rush you when you stop at traffic
Yeah,
lights and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's a bit sometimes frightening, because for me, I do CNR sometimes. And at 9 p.m., sometimes you have about 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
surrounding you and they're knocking on your vehicle, doing this.
Yeah.
No, I think security-wise, this is very dangerous because there are
Yeah.
certain places that are a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Most of these places
Yeah,
are traffic
quiet
lights,
streets and-
our street lights
Yeah.
don't work, and you realize that you are there because the traffic light is red. You
Yeah.
need to stop, and these guys come around, and
Yeah.
sometimes not children,
Yeah.
full-grown
Grown up,
men.
yeah. Yeah.
It's scary.
Knocking on your
please,
window
yes.
and all those
It's very,
kinds of
very
things, yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We really need to do something about it because our safety, is under threat here. Now, still moving on, there will be possible chaos if anti-LGBT bill isn't passed, Chief warns. Now, 422 persons arrested for operating digital loan apps without license. Will resist attempt to privatize toll minority to government. And Kenny Japan goes hard on NPP again.
All right. I have the Herald. It says here, Education Minister, Buffer Stock CEO in shadow boxing over debts owed food suppliers. Okay. This particular story here, I mean, you owe, pay. I don't see what the...
Yeah.
There's no further conversation. You owe, pay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different if you don't owe and you can justify that you don't owe. But if you
do,
owe,
yeah.
pay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just as simple as that. Minority bears teeth at TOR's negotiations with crude oil laundering company. We have the Herald and others win 800,000 Ghana City defamation case after 7-year trial. And third judge takes over Opuni Agongo matter. But, ... Okay, that's it for the Herald.
Now the Informer. In service to God and country, First Sky Boss deserves State Award for addressing needs of kidney patients. That is Medical Director of Kolebu speaking. Military not involved in Burkinabe repatriation, national security says. Now come to the photograph of the National Security Minister, the Honorable Khan Dapa. Alleged plot to oust IGP, Ghana Defense Dampare. A case of dead men don't talk. Some Jonah lies about rulings over NDC running mate position. And also in this issue, 8 million Ghanaians can put body and soul together. This is according to a report.
Okay. The Inquisitor, that's my final paper for today. Plot to oust Slay King IGP. Charlie, anyway. What's a Slay King, by
We
the way?
joke too much. You see, the way
Yeah, I know.
we joke
And for me, it's...
with friends is the same energy we carry to work.
It's troubling that, when media, we're supposed to be more, educating and
serious.
We this kind of frivolities. I don't know. I struggle with. Anyway, why audio was leaked. Okay. That's the headline there. Plot to oust Slay King IGP. How and why audio was leaked. Here's a photo of COP George Alex Mensah and George Akufu Dampare. Okay. Then we have here, Buffer Stock CEO speaks. We don't owe any supplier over 2 years arrears. Do you owe anything at all? No. Afanya Makin leads delegation to chiefs in Central Region to resolve land disputes. And Dr. Poni goes to Supreme Court to demand fresh trial. So that's it.
Now, looking at the Business and Financial Times, fast-track legislation to curb illicit financial flows. This is Dr. Adam speaking. GSE ramps up engagement with institutional investors, high net worth individuals, aims to consolidate gains, expand market. Low ESG credit impact scores to blame for recent credit downgrades. This is KPMG partner speaking on that. Now, financial diligence, a critical mechanism in managing finances in uncertain times. Office of the Registrar of Companies to open first office complex.
All right.
No, and there's another one here on
Okay.
health. Doctor exodus surges as Western countries lure them with attractive salaries. So the doctors are leaving.
You know,
Everybody is
in
leaving.
conversation with some of my doctor friends who qualified about 20 years ago, it's not just the salaries that's the issue, right? In fact, if the salaries remain the same, but the ability to work comfortably with the things you need, you know, if you need this, it's available. If you need that, it's available. You're able to work and work easily with consumables, with equipment, and all those kinds of things. Many of them wouldn't necessarily want to go
leave,
anywhere, even with the current salaries.
Yeah, true.
You see, the problem is beyond salaries.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we should not belittle it and make it reduce as if somebody's offering more and so our people are leaving and following money. No, the entire system is a mess. You know, where consumables are not available, equipment is not up to standards, equipment that is there is broken down, hasn't been fixed for years. All those things are part of the conversation.
Frustration is too
the
much.
frustration.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, I mean, we need to do more about that. Well, CitiNewsroom.com has a few headlines that I want to give you. It says here, my campaign against Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, not personal, Ablakwa clarifies. We also have MPs divided over a report aimed at replacing death penalty with life sentence. We'll activate other processes if government fails to halt tour lease agreement. This is coming from the minority. We have a teacher licensure exam. Intim Fojo chairs committee to probe mass failure. And I'll give you one more. Kolebu Teaching Hospital urges Parliament to legalize organ donation and harvesting. I want to add my voice to that one because I think that as a society that's developing, a lot of things need to change, a lot of things need to improve. Yeah, so we need to get on that conversation
And
as
then
well.
pay attention, monitor the process properly.
Yes.
So we
yes.
don't have unnecessary killings because people
Yes,
want
people are
to
now,
harvest organs
Yeah.
and go sell
Yeah.
to others.
But
who need
I
it.
think that, you see, this part of the challenge is also when there's a regime of disallowance, right? Then a black market is,
But the black market can boom if we allow it, but not monitoring properly.
Yeah, that one too is true. Yeah.